this way and see, I guess, if this works. Alright, well, we'll see how this works. So yeah, to kind of go over a little bit about base building and gameplay and that. Like I've tried posting in the last videos, I don't tend to say. So one of the biggest things to keep in mind is whenever you start out in the game, you're going to start out on a hazardous planet of some sort, whether it's frozen planet, a superheated planet, toxic planet, radioactive planet, high sentinel planet. That is not where you want to start building your base. So my advice is obviously just fix your ship, get out of there. You don't even have to stay in that solar system. A lot of times that solar system isn't even worth staying in. So, what you want to look for is a temperate or tropical planet, or a, what says, pleasant, or, you want the weather to be pleasant or peaceful or whatever, and you want to look for a temperate or tropical planet. The reason why is you're not having to worry about any of the protections, as those all require resources, and starting at the beginning, resources for you are going to be scarce because, one, you don't have the ports for them, or inventory slots, and two, you haven't explored enough to find where all the different things are that you need. So once you find a planet like this, obviously you want it to have a good amount of resources in that. So just because it's temperate, it has resources or not. So definitely double check that as well. With that being said, you also want to make sure that your flora and fauna are high. One of the reasons behind that is everyone that you scan, you get currency for. And then, trading in, you're also going to get, you're going to get nanites for. So, what's going on here? I guess we're going to play dodgem cards. And then when you go to set up a base, at the beginning, don't spend a ton of money on trying to be elaborate. It's a waste of your resources. One of the things you do want to do in the beginning, though, is build a biome. You can start out where you can just have 2 or 3 of each growth factor in here, and then in time expanded to each biome has its own. But with that, what's nice is you have access to all of those items. The other thing is, from the beginning, to help you, create your storage room. Build each and every one of these from 1 to 0, and if you actually look at it, I'm trying to remember where storage even is. There it is. they don't really require that much. A magnetized ferrite and some sodium. You can purchase magnetized ferrite and you can purchase the sodium at most of your spaceports. So definitely something to keep in mind. So, the other thing, the reason why you want to build this at the beginning is each one of these holds 20 slots, and when you're pressed hard for space, it kind of makes sense to have that room. So, you know, definitely utilize what is given to you. Obviously, you're going to want to invest in having your scientists in that. That's kind of a given. Or your specialist, I guess is the proper term. The other thing, though, as you'll notice when I go back out here, is builds it very close to your space dock. Or what do they actually call this thing? Trading post. So, the question is, why did I do that? Well, the answer is, when you start out, you have Class C ship. So, lowest grade. Here, you'll have access to Class A and Class S ships. So that way you're not having to spend your time going around the entire galaxy to go find these. They're right here. You also have the ability to trade with them, and what's nice with the trading with them is it doesn't mess with the economy. So if you're going to be trading large amounts, never ever trade to the trade terminal. It will tank whatever the wealth of that economy is. So, to show you what I mean by that, I collected that paraffinium back there from the mine. So we are going to go back down here to the base. And go in here. And just to kind of show you how that all works. Alright, go in here. And space stations, let's see. I think Ultimate Mask is a pretty good one. So, head off to there real quick. So not only building next to the trading post has access to better ships that are landing, you're not having to spend time jumping from spaceport to spaceport if they come to you. You do have the access to that trade terminal, which is nice. And the other thing is, starting off, it requires resources for your launch thrusters. Well, you can park your ship up on the trading post and then hop down to your base, so you're not having to spend that fuel to launch every single time. Alrighty. So, let's go over here real quick. So, to to show you, let's go to sell. Alright, where is it? I always do this, I always pass it. There it is. Okay. So here it's plus 4.2. So if we were to sell it right now, we would tank the demand in this solar system as much as like the return would be negative 7%, negative 14% somewhere there. So instead, we're going to hop down here and wait for a ship to come in real quick. Because anyone in this solar system has to trade and pay at that rate. Normally we don't have to wait this long for ships, but I guess they want to take a while. I guess while we wait, head up here. Oops, I just heard one come in. Yep. There it is. So, let's go to sell, and I passed it again. All right, where is it? There it is. Okay. So we're going to take back just a little bit. All right. So 4.2, and we're going to sell pretty much all of it. Exit out just to prove the point. So it said plus 4.2, right? Go back in here. And still 4.2. So that way it's kind of manipulating the market. Well, not manipulating, but taking advantage of the market without tanking the market. Now, one thing you definitely want to be looking for your Starship upgrade, one that I think is kind of paramount to have, is this one here. Allowing your launch system to recharge itself is huge. What's nice with that is, again, you're not having to use the resources. There's also another one that allows your exocraft to recharge itself. Again, that's really a good one to have. So just kind of keep those in mind. You know, they're well worth it. But yeah, trying to think of what else to kind of cover. Oh, multi-tool. Investing in your scanning abilities is really big And the reason behind that is these guys give you a lot of return in currency. And starting off, it'll help you build this. So yeah, that's kind of the bulk of it for game tips and tricks. So I am going to end this one and see if it'll actually upload.